Go.
This is lab 11, the digestive, respiratory, excretory, and reproductive systems, and we're looking at the cat. So the diaphragm separates the pleural cavity, which is up here, houses the heart and lungs and all that, from the peritoneal cavity, which is where the gut is. So here's the diaphragm, which we cut into. The larynx is a space when we cut open the trachea. So this is the trachea, this is the larynx, and at the top of the trachea is the epiglottis, so right there. The salivary glands and lymph nodes. We don't have any lymph nodes on ours, but we can see them in the picture. Salivary gland is composed of many different glands, and the most prominent one is this one, the parotid. Where am I? Oh, the thymus we see better over here. So it's this structure that sits kind of on top of the cat, and it's irregularly shaped.
Above the heart?
Yeah, above the heart, sorry. The gallbladder is when this is how it's seen from the outside, right there. It's between the lobes of the liver, and when we open up the lobes, we can see it better. It's this part. So that's the liver and the gallbladder. Here's the kidney. It's a metanephric kidney, and when we open it up, we see the outer, oopsies, outer layer is the cortex, inner layer is the medulla. We've got some mesenteric lymph nodes, but not in our greater omentum, rather in our intestines, but here they are. They're not always seen and not very well distinguished. Our greater omentum is this kind of hunk of fat connective tissue, and sometimes has mesenteric lymph nodes as well. The urinary bladder is here, and we'll look at it in a second on the other cat. Colon, also known as the large intestine, is this part. The duodenum is the first part of the small intestine that extends from the stomach. So here we have the stomach, here we have the duodenum. When we open that up, we can see the papillae the villi of the small intestine. And next to it, this kind of mushy part is the pancreas. So the parietal and visceral peritoneum are just the names given to the mesenteries. The peritoneum is on the outer wall of the digestive system, and the visceral covers all the viscera. And connects them. And this is the spleen. And now we move on to the reproductive and excretory. So,
you want to do it on this guy?
yeah. Okay, so here we've got the kidney once again. Can you hold this pen? That's the ureter that eventually leads to the bladder. The bladder leads to the urethra over here. So bladder, urethra. Now the testes are these guys over here, and when we turn them around, you can see the epididymis. The penis is little guy. There we go. That. The ductus deferens is.
Sorry.
Yeah.
The ductus deferens is right here. It kind of looks like a nerve cord, but it's what the sperm travels through. And it comes from the testes and goes through the spermacord here, which we've accidentally bisected, but normally it would be connected to that and then come to the ductus deferens, and then it comes back around to the penis.
And the female parts are, so this is the ovary, right here. It leads down this duct to the horns of the uterus, so that's one horn on this side. And the vagina is just, we can't see it from the inside, but it's just this hole right there, and we're done.